And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And yes, here we are again another day committed to being your consumer advocate, helping you understand your buying decisions, making you more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We'd love to help you win. We also do some public service announcements. We got a career fair coming up. There's been a lot of folks reaching out and wondering, hey, what's going on with the job market, the employment market? A lot of employers, show partners, different expert contributors on our show, business owners are looking to hire. So we've put together Tampa Bay's best career fair, Wednesday, October 20th. Please save the date and share the word out there. Wednesday, October 20th, 6 to 8 p.m., Largo Event Center, right in the central Pinellas County area, 6341 26th Avenue. And it's Tampa Bay's best career fair, Wednesday, October 20th, 6 to 8 p.m. You register on Eventbrite. Please register on Eventbrite. Brought to you by the Consumer Quarterback Show, massive marketing pros. And you're going to be able to network with over 30 businesses looking to hire as soon as possible. Check out that career fair on Eventbrite. And let's give a quick shout out to our sponsor for this segment is Veteran Gutters. Brandon Porter and his team do such a great job. If you're looking to add gutters to your home, reach out to Brandon Porter and his team at Veteran Gutters, American-made products. And also, he is a veteran and served our great country right here. He's in Tampa Bay, Veteran Gutters. Let him know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Hey, we got a great lineup for you today as well. Shane Socash going to be joining us on the program later on in the program. You've heard him with David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin. He's the owner. We're going to talk about alternative investment opportunities, precious metals, what's going on in the gold and silver markets. Also, Captain Will Smith in the house. Ditches to Riches author and Falling from the Sky, plus a movie and all kinds of cool stuff. Will Smith Aviation in studio, as well as Doug Levi going to be joining us here momentarily, kind of the insurance quarterback we call him, and he's Strategic Insurance right here in Tampa Bay. Before we do, I want to let you know about a couple of our hot listings that we've got here in Tampa Bay. We got some beautiful properties, great opportunities to own real estate right here in Tampa Bay. I'm going to start off with the Pinellas County waterfront property, 722 Pruitt Drive in Madeira Beach. Now, this is a duplex, so you've got income opportunity. You could live in one side, rent out the other, and basically probably live close to rent-free here, mortgage-free rather. 722 Pruitt Drive, Madeira Beach. You got 2 units, almost 1,500 square feet, duplex on the beach. You got deep water access, so bring your boat and enjoy the best that Tampa Bay has to offer at 722 Pruitt Drive, Madeira Beach. Just hit the market. Hot real estate listing, compliments of the Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty. And we also have a property at 100 Oakmont Lane in Bel Air. This is a condo on the 6th floor, unit number 611. You got $1 million views overlooking the Tampa Bay, the Gulf of Mexico right here. Also the community pool at 100 Oakmont Lane in Bel Air, Florida. 611 is the unit number. Great opportunity. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
This is God's country.
All right, let's go to the phone lines. We got Doug Levi, Strategic Insurance. Actually, before we do that, let's introduce Will Smith, Captain Will Smith in studio. What's happening, my friend?
Beautiful day today. We just got through with 3 days of kind of rainy weather, and I walked outside this morning. I was like, there's the sunshine again. So
yeah.
But things are happening good, man. We're blowing up with this movie thing.
Lots of momentum on Falling from the Sky, the movie. And we've got some great producers involved and lots of good things happening there. More from Captain Will coming up here directly. We're going to go to the phone lines. Doug Levi, Strategic Insurance. Hey, Doug, what's happening in your market?
Brandon, always good to be here, man. I second Captain Will. It's nice to see the sunshine again in the Sunshine State. So, yeah, I mean, our market, lots of changes as usual. We've got big changes coming with flood insurance. And they're going to totally re-rate how policies are rated. So it's really important for all our listeners and consumers out there to get their eyes on their current policies and give us a call or reach out to us for a review if they need help.
Yeah, the flood is a challenge for a lot of people. They really, especially if you're in those zones, you're not really sure. There's a lot of misconceptions about that. You think about it really comes down to the elevation of the property, right? Mm-hmm. Of course, you got velocity, but a lot of it's based on your survey and your elevation certificate. Is that right?
It's 100% right. And so real simply what that means for the listeners out there, Brandon, is, let's say your house sits at 10 feet. If the Army Corps of Engineers, who does a lot of this, they come in and they zone an area and they say, hey, base flood starts at 9 feet, you're good. You're a foot above the base flood. If you're at or below that, which if it's a newer building shouldn't be, because to build to code, the property appraisers, don't allow you to do that. But if you're at that spot or above, you're in good shape. If you're at that spot or below, that's where you see rates get really, really high. So flood insurance, very expensive, no doubt. Super important for our listeners out there in our area. And, best thing to do is check out all your options. People can go to tampabayinsurance.com. That's our website. They can request quotes right online, and one of our advisors will be happy to review your personal situation and find you best rates and best coverage out of 20 carriers out there.
Yeah, shop it and find out, get a review done every year. That's a big part of it, as well as not just settling for it's time to re-up and, re-sign or whatever you do with your broker, whoever you're going through. But get a review done, Doug. Talk about some of the success stories you've seen over the years.
Yeah. I mean, we share these weekly around our office here. We just had a client we recently helped, and this happened to be a flood situation where they were getting quotes from another broker who maybe didn't have all the markets that we do and kind of knows all the little levers to pull, was coming in over $6,000 for their home, and it could have jeopardized their closing. We were able to help that client and get it right around $2,200.
Nice.
With the same credit coverage. So, and, that person, if maybe they hadn't reached out to us, who knows, maybe their closing could have fallen through or they would have been stuck with a very, very large flood insurance bill. So we do that for new clients. We do that for our current clients. And, we've got a great system in place to make sure that people are getting the best coverage and best rates year after year. So it's definitely important to get a review. We talk about these protection reviews quite a bit, Brandon, and we also give all the listeners a $17 gift card from Amazon just for the opportunity to review your insurance.
Yeah, that's awesome. We're talking with Doug LEVI here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, longtime friend of the program, Strategic Insurance. He's the owner of the company, TampaBayInsurance.com. And let's dive a little bit deeper into like local market conditions. So are they redrawing some of these flood guidelines, some of the flood guidelines and maps?
They are. That's the other big thing that's been going on. So there's new flood zone maps that are coming out primarily for Pinellas County. And so you may see people who were not in a flood zone before and now are. And we've already been getting a few calls like that where people are getting notices from their lender, which is really where it stems from, that they've now been put into a flood zone. And so now maybe they haven't had flood insurance in the past and they're going to have to go ahead and obtain a policy. So on the reverse side, we may see some people that were in a higher flood zone that could be moved to a lower flood zone or taken out altogether. And those changes are already occurring starting in October. That's when a lot of these flood changes in the new Flood 2.0 rating system, which is what the federal government's calling it, is coming out. So lots of changes going on in the flood market for sure.
So Doug, let me ask you: is Florida sinking, or is the water table rising? What's making the big change in that?
So I don't think it's really a factor of that. What they're saying is they're trying to make the flood rating more fair, if you will. So sometimes you may see that someone who may be on like the edge of a flood zone and maybe only have a small part of their property in the flood zone, paying the same rate as someone who could be a lot closer to the water. So they're doing a lot more zone-based mapping, is my understanding, and they're trying to sort of level the playing field, if you will. The other thing that's really important for listeners to know, because I know we've got a lot of investors in our area, and I know, Brandon, you work with a lot of investors, is in general, investor-held properties. So that's I own the property, I rent it out. I don't live there myself, or commercial flood. We're seeing rate increases across the board on that, and those folks are really starting to take on more rate. The federal government flood program right now is, I think, short something like $72 billion. It's a very large number. So it's not been a sound program, and they're trying to, again, kind of level the playing field, and they're looking for areas to tack on. And unfortunately, a lot of times, the business people and investors are the ones that are getting hit a little bit. So that's another good example. If you're an investor out there and you own a property in a flood zone, definitely reach out to us. Check us out at tampabayinsurance.com, and we'd love to review and see what we can do to help you out.
Yeah, one of the things that happened too is some years back is Superstorm Sandy hit New York, in the Northeast, and it's like, hey, who really thinks of hurricanes? And then the first thing they think of is not Florida or Louisiana or Texas. They think of New York, right? So how do they affect their rates up there versus our rates down here? That's one of the things I'd like to see a study done on.
I totally agree. Well, and even just look as recently as Ida.
Yeah.
I mean, you had cars. I'm from outside of Philadelphia originally, Brandon, and we had cars in parts of Philadelphia and New Jersey, parts of Boathouse Row, really nice areas of Philadelphia, totally underwater. There was subway flooding in New York City from Hurricane Ida. So the flood issue, we get at times a bad rap here in Florida, but it really is a much bigger issue than just Florida. And, we just have highlighted a couple of those points. So, yeah, it's definitely, it's an important thing for people to get their eye on. It's also right now, we're in the heart of hurricane season. And so the other message just always want to get out to the listeners and consumers is make sure you and your family are prepared. Do you have a hurricane plan in place? Do you have 3 days of food and water? Do you have flashlights that work and fresh batteries in them? Can you put your hand on your important documents, your insurance policy, your life insurance, your mortgage, all those types of things. So just a really good time to still be prepared. I know Florida hasn't gotten hit per se, but there's been a lot of named storms. It's been one of the most active seasons we've ever seen. And even right now, when we're kind of mid-September, there's 3 or 4 large tropical waves that they're thinking are going to turn into storms in the next potential week or so. So it's super important for people to stay vigilant, I guess would be the word, and make sure you and your family are prepared.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, other than property casualty on the property assets, what other types of insurance are you doing, Doug?
Yeah, so we love helping people with all lines of insurance. So that could be life insurance, that could be health insurance, could be disability insurance. I'll share one that we help a lot of folks with and small business owners, and that's with group health. So let's say you own a business and you've got employees. Do you have a group health plan in place? Do you have health insurance at all? And what I hear a lot of times, and I'm talking smaller employers. I'm talking, maybe you're an employer and you've got 5 to 10 employees. The plans are a lot more affordable than people think, and there's some great tax benefits to them as well, where you can write that off on your income statement. The employees aren't taxed on that benefit that they get from you. So group health insurance can be a great option for a lot of small business owners out there that maybe they don't have it right now, or they don't think they can afford it. Would be another one to definitely reach out to us on.
Yeah, that's awesome. So property casualty, life health, disability, group health, and those are things to keep in mind too. People, sometimes have accidents or they age. They're in that process where they're aging and they have different types of medical issues that come up. And if you were not able to work, how would you
100%.
provide? Right?
Loss of license.
Yeah, loss of license.
100%. It's a big one. And I just had personally, we had a friend from church, 42 years old, just passed away. Right, died of a heart attack, right?
Wow.
3 kids, wife, all that. So, we share these stories not to, it's sad, it really is, and it's really heart-wrenching for the family, and we're doing some things as a church to try and help that family, but and he didn't have life insurance. So, and you hear it on the radio. I mean, look, there's plenty of ads out there all over, but it's just another great question to say to yourself, if you're driving around and you're listening to us right now, and you're like, I don't have any life insurance. Again, check us out, tampabayinsurance.com. Term insurance rates are very affordable. You can almost always find a solution, even if there's health issues. We also just recently helped another friend of ours and a client who's a type 2 diabetic, and he's got diabetes. We just got him a really a good life insurance policy and an affordable rate. So there's lots of solutions and options out there. The message is definitely take action. Don't be the person that just says, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to think about it. It'll never happen to me.
Right.
Be prepared.
Yeah,
that's really the message, and all ways around, right?
Yeah, hurricanes, life, all the different types
Absolutely.
of insurances. And some of these laws change. Different things change as well from time to time. Coverages could potentially be impacted, wind versus water. I mean, there's a lot of confusion there. Did the wind cause the issue, or did the water and the flood cause the issue? What was the issue, right? Like, there's a lot of things to consider.
100%.
So we'd love you to reach out to Doug Levi, tampabayinsurance.com.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're always happy to help listeners of the show. We get quite a few requests from time to time, and again, it's super easy to go to our website, and you can even chat with us online. So definitely happy to help our listeners.
Awesome. Good stuff, Doug. Appreciate you calling
Awesome,
in. Have a wonderful day. And for all the listeners, take them up on that $17 gift card review. He's got the protection review. Either way, if he can help you or not, you're getting a $17 gift card. Reaching out to Doug Levi, Strategic Insurance. You can call the show as well. You can contact the hotline, 813-750-0550. Just call or text that line and just text the word insurance or Doug Levi. Protection review to 813-750-0550. That's our hotline, and we'll talk to you later on, Doug. Appreciate you calling in.
Sounds good. Always good to be here, Brandon. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.
Take care. All right, coming up, Captain Will Smith Aviation on the program. Falling from the Sky. It started out as a book. It's turning into a movie. So we're going to talk about that and also some interesting content here from the national news and also a feel-good story. Here's an interesting story. Purdue University creates whitest paint on Earth, and it could eliminate air conditioners. So that's interesting. It's talking about how it's going to reduce the heat in some buildings and structures. So talk about that and more from our expert contributors right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Make sure you check out consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
Hey, Margie here with the Consumer Quarterback Show and the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. If you're buying, selling, or investing, please give us a shot. We would love to help you. We are a top 1% ranked real estate team here in Tampa Bay, and you can reach us at 813-750-0550. Call or text 813-750-0550. ConsumerQB.com.
Selling commercial or residential property? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. Reach me at 813-670-7372 or platinummvpteam.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We greatly appreciate you spending some time with us here on the program, and we love to help you win in your real estate deals, buying, selling, or investing. We're a top 1% ranked real estate team here in Tampa Bay. We help our sellers profit more and sell faster, utilizing our innovation with radio, TV, internet marketing, lots of cool things that we do that a lot of other companies don't. So we'd love to talk to you about that. 117 14th Street in Bel Air. This is a beautiful property on the beach, $1 million listing of ours, and it's a double lot with a private pool in Bel Air. 117 14th Street, Bel Air, double lot, private pool, jetted bathtub, temperature-controlled wine closet. I think it holds like 460-plus bottles. Minutes to the beach, and just a beautiful property. 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, 2,800 square feet, right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Also, 10222 Meadow Crossing Drive in New Tampa. This one is in Hillsborough County, 10222 Meadow Crossing. It's a beautiful property here in Tampa Bay. It's a large corner lot. You got a large corner lot here, solar panels on the roof, just a great opportunity to own a large house. It's a 2-story home right here in Tampa Bay, 3,500 plus square feet, 5 bedrooms, 4 bath, 3-car garage, theater room, gym, smart home technology, thermostats, 40 solar panel security systems, and more. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
And giving a shout out to Discovery Golf Cars. I was driving by up in North Tampa there in that Land O'Lakes area. Discovery Golf Cars is right off of Highway 41. They've got a location off of 19 in Palm Harbor in Clearwater. Discovery Golf Cars, it used to be known as Discovery Golf Cart Depot, that is. And for recreation or business, seems like everybody's getting a golf car these days. Lots of fun to be had. Easy Go, Star EV, Cushman, lots of makes and models. They offer new and pre-owned. You can rent or buy, and they offer financing and mobile repair. Check them out online, discoverygolfcars.com. Make sure you let them know their real estate quarterback sent you so you can take them up on those special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, Captain Will Smith's in the house. Will Smith Aviation. Let's start with aviation first. What's going on in the aviation space?
Well, it hasn't changed too much. I do know I'm getting a lot more attention from the private sector with all this pushing of vaccinations and boosters.
Yep.
So, the private industry is still growing. We can't keep planes in. We're, as far as the used market, they're selling like hotcakes.
Oh, I bet.
So it's a 90% residual on a used aircraft over a 5-year period. They're appreciating now.
Wow.
So it's you buy it now for a certain price, and you probably sell it more in 5 years from now.
Dang.
But
I like that.
The commercial is what the commercial is. I fly people that it's the exciting part to me is the first time someone gets on a private aircraft and like, so do we have to go through security? Do I need to show my ID to something? No, you just get on the plane and we go.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
So it's always to see that, like, man, I wish I could fly like this all the time. But if you're in the market for an aircraft, look us up. We've got planes out there that get you from point A to point B, and we can put you into some competitive markets as far as charters and things of that nature.
WillSmithAviation.com.
Yep.
WillSmithAviation.com. So yeah, and there's back and forth about the vaccine mandates for the pilots. If you get on a plane, you got to mask up, some of those things. But when you think about that, one of the cool things coming on too is like a short trip to Key West or the Bahamas. Yeah. I mean, what a fun day, or even a quick weekend trip. Yeah, we do a lot of trips down just to Key West for the day. People want to go shopping and get that $100 cheeseburger. On Bahamas, Nassau is an hour from here. Key West is 45-50 minutes. So it makes it easy to create a little day trip. But it's around Florida and in the islands. It's easy. It's fun. There's a lot to do, and it's simple. Clearing customs, if you're doing international and you have to go through like Tampa or Atlanta, it takes hours. But with us, we have our own customs agency on the field that comes out, and the process is about 5 minutes. So it just makes things a lot easier for the travel. Does it cost a little bit more? Of course. Does your car cost more than if you had a limo service take you around? Of course. So you just have to look at it. You're paying a little bit more, but you're getting that time back. You're not having to show up at the airport an hour and a half, 2 hours before departure. You're not fighting through all the traffic and finding a place to park. We have valet service, so you literally pull your car out onto the ramp next to the airplane, get out, and the valet service guys there take your car and park it for you. Nice. And when you return, your car is right there as you get off the plane. You step right into it. Yeah, that's first class.
And you don't even have to go through luggage because the guys come around and I hand them your luggage and they put it in your car for you. So it's
that's first class. I want to get up to Cedar Key. That's a short, quick trip, right?
It is in a small airplane because it's a short runway. But I have flown in and out of there in a Baron or a Bonanza.
A couple restaurants up there.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like you're going back in time. It's like a little Mayberry on the water.
That'd be cool, man.
But they got some really cool restaurants. The fishermen, and they bring in the fresh seafood every morning. It's an awesome.
That'd be a fun day trip or something.
It is.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break here. When we come back, Captain Will Smith in studio. We're going to talk about Falling from the Sky, the movie, as well as his second book, Ditches to Riches, here on the program. Stay with us. Follow us online. We'd love to connect with you at Brandon Rhymes1 on Instagram and Twitter, Consumer Quarterback Show page, as well as our YouTube channel. Over 1,200 videos on YouTube. Please follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, Brandon Rhymes Realty on YouTube, and we'll be right back.
This is Chris Voss, former FBI lead hostage negotiator and owner of the Black Swan Group, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace. That's always our goal. Almost 9 years on air now, so we love to help you in all these different areas of business and life and self-defense. So many different ways that we help you here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We like you to think about our show as kind of a turnkey solution, connections to attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors, all types of great home services. Of course, we talk aviation with Captain Will, and lots of good stuff. So reach out to the hotline, 813-750-0550. You might want to just save that number, pull out your smartphone, hit send, and just kind of save it. Brandon Rhymes, Real Estate Quarterback Show, Consumer Advocate. So it's all about helping you. So 813-750-0550. Just save that number, shoot a text or a call over whenever you need something comes up, some major event happens in life. Hey, I'd like to improve my credit scores. I want to get a pre-approval for a loan. Lots of ways we can help you here on the show. ConsumerQB.com is the website as well, ConsumerQB.com. You can see links there to all of our expert contributors, lots of great information, previous show videos there as well, and a plethora of resources available for you on our YouTube channel, over 1,200 videos on our YouTube channel. So check it out at youtube.com/Brandon Rhymes Realty. You can find it there online. 4302 North Nebraska Avenue in Tampa. Now, this is a commercial property. We've got a lot of commercial assets. We list vacant properties, vacant land properties, as well as commercial assets. But here's a great one for you. 4302 North Nebraska Avenue. 1,200 plus square, or 2,115 square feet. Spacious office building located in Seminole Heights. You got wood flooring, decorative fireplace, corner lot with 40 to 50,000 vehicles a day passing by. And check this out. You got your own billboard on site. You got a billboard on site so you can advertise your business as people are driving by, and a great opportunity for a commercial. I would see this as a professional office building would be perfect use for this property right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. We also have a property at 907 Floresta Street. 907 Floresta Street out in East Hillsborough County. Now, this is a beautiful property as well, and I tell you, I envy this. As if I was a kid, they got a private basketball court in the backyard. You'll see the pictures here if you're watching our live stream. I believe the picture will pop up here in a moment. But 3,200 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, 3-car garage, executive-style home, gated community of La Colina, impressive master suite, spacious bedrooms, private basketball court, built in 2017. Great property listing. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, Captain Will Smith is in the house, and Falling from the Sky is the movie. So Falling from the Sky started off as a book, turning it into a movie. Seems like it's coming, getting closer and closer to fruition.
Yeah, I never would have dreamed, Brandon, that it would come this far, but it's both books took their own life, their own direction organically, and it's a great story. It suits the times. Having a judge removed from the bench, and kind of we talked about in a meeting with David Yates last week, it was just one of those things that you hear about it, but you don't believe it. Right. That it could actually, something like that could happen to someone. You see it in the movies all the time. Like, nah, that's it's not reality. Well, it is reality, and it does happen, and it happened to me. But the good thing, there's always, you take something that was a bad situation at the time, but now I look at it, I'm glad it happened for the simple fact that I helped so many other people. And we created the book, Ditches to Riches, to help people. Now we've got the workbook, and I'm getting those printed up to where we're actually going to start, going to prisons. I'll be at Zephyr Hills Prison on, I believe it's September 29th. To where I'll be speaking to the new releases, getting that workbook in their hand and helping them. The movie side of it's just going to bring more awareness, and that's where my story was, Falling from the Sky. And it was about how I was on top at one point, and I just completely got shot down, by a corrupt judge. And fortunately for me and a lot of other people, we got second chances. and we had that judge removed. So
it's a great story.
Yeah, it's right now where we are now. Everybody's like, okay, what phase? I hear this a lot on social media or just people text me. What phase are you in right now? Well, now we're getting ready. We're summing up the treatment, and we're going to pitch it to maybe major movie theaters. So we got Dave, which is a writer out of Nashville that's done this before, and he flew down. Now that we have people flying in to see us and talk to us about this movie, I know it's got traction. And even David Yates said, he's working on several different movies, but he's kind of pushing this one up to the front because it's got so much attention. And what we're doing, and one of the things David likes about what we're doing is we're marketing it now. He says one of the biggest mistakes people make about a movie is they'll get the movie together, they'll do a pre-recording or a sizzle reel, and they're like, okay, let's go sell this. It goes, I can't help you because you didn't do any marketing up to this point.
Yeah.
They focused all their time and money on the wrong area. You do the marketing first, then the production second.
It's kind of like a book release too.
Exactly.
You see people doing that with books.
Yeah, before they even release it, they're marketing and selling the book. The same thing with a movie.
Yeah.
And you see this on all major movies where they'll do the sizzle reels before the movie's actually launched.
Yeah.
And that's how it's supposed to, and that's how we're working on this, through social media and the website, CaptainWillSmith.com. We're putting updates on that. So it's getting to the point where we're going to pitch it to Netflix, Hulu, Lionsgate, and I believe Dave up in Nashville's got some people over in California he wants to pitch it to. So once that happens, this is where it's a guarantee for investors that want to get in on this. Is then it explodes. And we're going to have a lot of fun with this movie and filming this movie. So I'm excited about it and being a producer on site. To get the emotion that the actors have. Everybody's like, who's going to play Will? Who's going to play you? And I'm like, well, maybe we can get Will Smith to play Will Smith. So.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. That'd be awesome, man. So it's a lot of traction going on, a lot of good things. It's exciting and it's interesting. And we're documenting a lot of the steps throughout the process, the different meetings, the meeting we had back here at Salem. So that's pretty cool to be able to document the process and see, how things are coming together. And by the way, I saw one of the shares. It was a Tampa Bay Times article as well, kind of talking about how Dolphin Tale, the impact that David's one of his previous movies, Dolphin Tale and Dolphin Tale 2, how they had, I think it was over $90 billion of economic impact on Tampa Bay.
Yep. And that's awesome because that money goes to Tampa Bay and recording and filming here and just getting people in the industry, whether it's you're doing hair or makeup or just getting those people here. To be a part of that. That's the big thing. The number one thing that I keep on telling everyone about is the proceeds from this movie is going to go to help people that are coming out of incarceration that have nowhere to live. Maybe they don't have health insurance. They need something to help them get to the next step. And it's not just based the movie's based on what I went through, but Ditches to Riches is not just helping the people that are getting out of prison, but also people maybe you're overcoming or you're getting out of a drug addiction or overcoming a drug addiction. Maybe you're a veteran that's having a hard time transition from war back to civilian life. It's a lot more there than that, and it's about the community, and that's why I'm doing it, and that's why Dave is so embossed in it, is because it's about the community and helping people, and there's a vision there. We're not just making a movie; we're helping people change lives to have a better life.
It's a movement also through the criminal justice system to help people with the recidivism rate. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on there, and it's pretty cool. So I commend where you've come to this point, and when we first met years ago, just different company that you're involved with, and now just awesome stuff, man.
I've gone from the bug guy to the movie producer. Imagine that.
Yeah, there you go. Right, termite, the pest hammer, the termite and pest control, and that was almost probably close to 8 or 9 years ago now. So good stuff. We got to take a break here, but appreciate you coming in, Will. You want everybody to go to CaptainWillSmith.com, WillSmithAviation.com.
If you need aviation needs, WillSmithAviation.com. If you want to learn about the movie and the books, CaptainWillSmith.com.
All right. We'll be right back. We got a pretty cool story coming up, too. This is interesting. Purdue creates whitest paint on Earth, and it could eliminate air conditioners, and it's pretty cool how it's reducing the heat, the infrared heat. Find out about this discovery that set a Guinness World Record on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Plus, we got Shane Socash on the program, owner, David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin. We'll be right back here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here. We are looking for real estate investors. We've got a new relationship bringing us a tremendous amount of off-market real estate investment opportunities. So text the word investor to our hotline, 813-750-0550. Off-market real estate investment opportunities. Text investor to 813-750-0550. Brandon Rhymes here, Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, looking for real estate investors. Send us a text. Hey, Brandon Rhymes here for Cleaning Commandos here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Cleaning Commandos are hiring, and they're offering competitive wages, flexible hours, relaxed atmosphere, and a sign-on bonus. Reach out if you'd like a career with the Cleaning Commandos here in Tampa Bay. Info at cleaningcommandosllc.com or call 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550. Cleaning Commandos, Consumer Quarterback Show.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. Pretty cool story here coming out of Purdue University. Got professors of mechanical engineering, and his students have created the whitest paint on record when Purdue University researchers set out to develop a new paint. The goal was to create one that would reflect sunlight away from a building, and it turns out that they've set a world record here. When they started this project 7 years ago, they said they wanted to save energy and also help fight the climate change, says Professor Ruan. And the paint reflects 98.1% of solar radiation while also emitting infrared heat. Because the paint absorbs the less heat from the sun than it emits. The surface coated with this paint is cooled below surrounding temperatures without consuming power. So interesting. And typical commercial white paint gets warmer than cooler. Paints on the market are designed to reject heat only 80 to 90% of the sunlight that can make surfaces cooler than their surroundings. Researchers did an outdoor test with an ambient temperature of 43 degrees Fahrenheit, and the paint lowered that sample temperature by an additional 18 degrees. And Ruan is quoted by saying, "That's more powerful than air conditioners used by most houses." Purdue said it's already filed patent applications, and researchers are working with a company to scale up the paint and put it on the market. So there's your feel-good story of the day from the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we've got Shane Socash on the program, David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin. Welcome back, Shane.
Hey, Brandon.
Hello. Good to see you, man. And yeah, when you think about, the David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin, what are you seeing over there?
Well, we're staying busy. This week, so far, end of last week, this week, we're doing quite a bit of settling estates with attorneys. We've finished out a couple of estates, and staying busy that way. Still some bullion trading happening.
Yeah, the bullion, that's a big part of it. Right now what you're hearing out there is just people are wondering, what can they do to offset some of this inflation? And it's not just inflation. There's also shrinkflation. It's like, that's a term where, I open up a bag. It was like a bag of popcorn, and they sprinkle it with chocolate. It's one of these brands. But the bag is literally like, 12 inches tall, 13 inches tall. And then you open up the bag, and the popcorn is like at the very bottom, like 3 or 4 inches of popcorn in there. And I'm like, well, why do they have this 12? Oh, I get it. It's marketing. It's misdirection. But anyway, so we're dealing with inflation and also shrinkflation, Shane.
Interesting. If I could only figure out a way to sell gold with a 3/4 filled package.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Yeah, exactly. So you're seeing that, and there's also a proposed bill, going on right now, another $3.5 trillion, which is just beyond me. But anyway, people are looking for alternative investment opportunities. They're looking to buy and invest in gold and silver, precious metals, and it's an interesting conversation every time we talk about that.
Absolutely. I had a gentleman in yesterday, and I don't advise it, but like he said, I'm done with banks, and he's like, for me, it's either cash or gold or silver, and I don't know. Like, everyone has to make their own decision about it, but it's certainly a sentiment that I hear quite frequently.
Yeah, and then crypto is another conversation to be had there as well, crypto coin. And, one of the trends, too, with crypto is interesting is you got these different influencers, and they're making it almost kind of like a multi-level marketing type thing, kind of like your Amway or your Juice Plus or, name a big one from back in the day, Tupperware, if you remember
Sure.
Tupperware. But they're saying, hey, if you have a certain amount of influence and you've got, like, for example, what was the girl? Nicki Minaj was in the news a lot this last week. She has, I think it was 152 million followers on Twitter. I mean, just a tremendous amount. But just think about, different celebrities coming in and creating their own cryptocurrency and then having like a downline, like an MLM type of thing. So I think there's getting some traction. I was listening to a Gary Vaynerchuk podcast today. They were talking about that. So it's interesting to see how people are reacting to what the Federal Reserve's doing, to what the politicians in Washington, D.C. are doing. But with all that said, one of the hottest things, one of the most foundational and solid things that we know to invest in is gold, silver, platinum, and some of the stuff that you offer over at David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.
Yeah, since the beginning of time, it's been something that people have been drawn to, and it's never been worth zero. And when you look at the value today in terms of today's dollars versus the value even in the 60s, it's gone up exponentially, even taking into account inflation. So
yeah, and you think about other metals and like for example, I don't know a lot about lithium. But I know I heard, when we pulled out of Afghanistan, it's like China's waiting to pounce on that lithium mines that they have underground there. But those types of, materials that are underground that are going to be used in microchips and computers and cell phones, I mean, that's a big thing to think about as well.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. And we see the precious metals being used in industry as well, and likely always will.
Now, you also do some really cool designs over at David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin. Talk about some of the unique designs that you've done over the years.
Ooh, so it's been a lot. It's something I've been doing. So it's 29 years now I've been designing jewelry, and I'm still the person. I'm the owner of the store, but I'm also still the person. Typically, if you're going to have a custom piece made completely from scratch, I would be the person that works with you. I do all the design in CAD. We have a team of 6 full-time jewelers that we do all of the modern techniques as well as kind of even the ancient techniques to accomplish whatever it is that ideas that someone might bring to us.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, especially for any type of a gift situation. You got the holidays coming up, birthdays, of course, engagements. You can create some really unique pieces for them.
Yeah, we always have, and it's definitely, we have things in stock. So like if you put it off to the last minute, we have things for you. And if you have something on your mind that you want to design and you have some time to do it, we can do it for you.
Yeah, and there's all kinds of new. I think it's a newer type of invention. Who knows? Maybe some of the ladies got together and said, hey, whenever we have a wedding, there's a wedding gift that you give, and then I'm finding out now that there's before the baby's born, there's also a gift opportunity there for the babies to be for the gift to be given. But it's kind of interesting how there's these gift opportunities popping up as we kind of roll through history here.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Hallmark holidays, right? The push gift and these types of things. Yeah, we're here for those, and we're here for the traditional ones, amongst other things.
Yep, absolutely. Now, you also will buy, so people have stuff to sell. They can bring it in. You'll appraise it for them, and you'll help them with that process.
That's absolutely correct. We work with many local attorneys, estate attorneys, like when someone passes away, the merchant and the family doesn't want the things that the family member had. We work with them, come up with a value, and purchase it from the estate, as well as just individuals. If you're at a point where you have some old jewelry and it's not doing anything for you, it's dated, it's not something you wear anymore, you moved to Florida and you're in shorts every day and you don't need the beautiful tiara any longer, bring it down, and it's what we've always done.
Yeah, that's awesome. People can, trade in and buy and sell over there. Now, with the jewelry design, there's some interesting designs that people can do. There's, of course, diamonds, and that you get into the questions of what's the right type of diamond. How do I look at a diamond? Right? There's, what is it? The color, the cut, the clarity.
Yeah, the 4 C's.
Yep.
We have 3 graduate gemologists from the Gemological Institute of America here on our team, which is the highest credentials you can get in our industry, and we'd be happy to sit down and walk you through it. It's not rocket science. It's just basic building blocks that equate to value in diamonds, and we can walk you through that, help you understand how to compare apples to apples, because that's the problem in our industry. It's always been the problem. Is it's so confusing, and microscopic differences can make thousands of dollars of difference in value. And Gemological Institute of America did a good job of quantifying that, and we can help you understand that.
Yeah. Yep, that's awesome. Best place for people to find you, Shane?
So best place is corner of 40th and Central Avenue, 40th Street and Central Avenue in Florida, St. Pete. They can also find us, David Reynolds, jewelryandcoin.com.
David Reynolds, jewelryandcoin.com. All right, my friend. Thanks so much. We appreciate you joining us.
Always appreciate it.
We'll talk to you soon.
Take care.
My pleasure. All right, so Shane Socash, David Reynolds, Jewelry and Coin, Will Smith, Captain Will Smith on this program, as well as Doug Levi. Now, I wanted to just play a clip here that I've got and talk a little bit about the need for trades. We're seeing it right now in Florida with the migration patterns, the hang-ups that we're seeing in construction and, the industry. We need plumbers. We need electricians. We need, folks that are working with their hands, the muscular class. So I pulled a clip here that I wanted to play from the Charlie Kirk Show. By the way, he's on our program, on our station here, I believe at 2 o'clock. As we're on at 4, he's on at 2. But here's a quick clip from the Charlie Kirk Show.
I mean, no offense. If you think college is great, terrific. I'll persuade you otherwise in 2 minutes or less. Which is like, look, we have way too many kids going to college. Way too many kids going to college. 41% of kids that go to college don't graduate. 41%. If I told you that if we all go to McDonald's after this and 41% of you are going to get food poisoning, that's going to dramatically alter your life and you're going to leave with $30,000 in debt, you'd be like, man, that restaurant sounds horrible. Yet we keep on sending our kids to those colleges. Why do we have a generation of kids that hate the country, don't know the Lord, and don't know their own identity? We send them to factories where they masterclass that.
Yeah, so that's an interesting point too. How many times have you seen that play out? I've talked to so many people over the years where, they're my age or older, and they send their kids to college. They come back at Thanksgiving with this whole new idea set of, this country. Oh man, I didn't realize how bad it was, and how much systemic racism there is, and how bad we shouldn't be calling it. What's the Columbus Day? It should be Indigenous People Day. Like all these different things and thought processes that happens, at these colleges. There are a lot of indoctrination. So you might want to rethink that with your family, rethink that idea, and potentially go into the trades. Now, yes, of course, colleges, universities. If you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, specialization, a dentist, something along those lines, engineering, yes, get it, obviously. But when it comes to some people, they're going there, they're overspending money that they don't have. They're going into debt that they don't need to go into in a lot of cases. And they again, 41% don't actually graduate. So it's a social thing. It turns into a lot of things other than going and learning a trade, learning how to do your career. So there's a final thought for the college game. Too many kids going to college, in my opinion. Get in the trades. and pick a specialty. So, hey, another great show. I want to thank all of our expert contributors, our folks out there putting the show together, and folks listening to the program. Greatly appreciate you. And we always say we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. We'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.